greetings friends. I hope you're fine and you're doing great. I'm doing great too. And in this lesson, I want to talk about chord shapes and scale patterns, right? And what that means is that you have to realize that when it comes to chords and scales, they take on different shapes. Literally, some of them look like they're L's, some of them look like they're rectangles, some of them look like the squares and all of those things. So it's important as a guitar player to notice those things, right? And these shapes are made by your fingers as they're playing through as they're changing through the different chords. As you see, when I'm holding the C, my finger kind of like cascading on top of each other like that, and when I take on the shape of the G, it looks like a 7. A C just looks like a straight line going down, and a D looks like some sort of diamond because you press here and you press there. You see, that's what I'm talking about. So you need to open your eyes to these things. So the most important thing about these shapes is that they can be moved around the guitar neck, right? I know that sounds like Greek or gibberish to you now, but it's very crucial. But you'll see in a second what I mean, right? So what I'll do first is that I'll show you. So this thing over here is called a capo, if you don't know what it is, and it plays a very crucial role. It helps you to change keys, and this is how it does it. So look at this, right? So this is the G chord, this is the C chord, and this is the D chord, and that is the 1-4-5 chord progression, right? So when I do this, I'm playing all of this in the key of G, right? Now I know those shapes of those chords, right? Now when I put my capo here, what it does is that it shortens the length of the guitar. It no longer ends there, it now ends here. So I just play everything that I was playing here. I move it a fret higher, right? Unfortunately with my guitar, I can't do that with the next fret. This fret over here, it buzzes. Listen to this. The note is dead over there, right? So which means I'm gonna have to move it to the next step, right? So look at this. So I'm still playing the shape of the G chord, and then I move to the shape of the C, and then I move to the shape of the D, right? But I'm in a different key altogether. I'm playing in A now, but I'm using the very chords that I was using in the key of G, and I was supposed to be using different ones. I was supposed to be using the chords for the key of A, but I'm still using the chords for the key of G. And you can do this and keep on moving it. You see, we're in the key of B flat now, right? And then I'm gonna do it for the last time here. We're in the key of B now. The sense behind the capo. And you could also, let's say I'm in the key of C, I didn't establish the key properly, so okay, now it sounds like we're in the key of C. Listen. So that was the 1-4-5 in the key of C. So I'm just gonna move it. I was using the shapes of the key of C, but the key wasn't really the key of C because we were here. It means it was the key of F. Right, so you can just move it to the key of F sharp. you have a capo, you don't actually have to learn a whole lot of chords. You just need a couple of them, and you're gonna be fine, right? And I'm gonna put this guitar down, and I'm gonna pick up the electric. So here I want to talk about major and minor bar chords, right? So I'm gonna take it to the key of G, right? So this is the G major bar chord. If you don't know what a bar chord is, you need to check the video that talks about bar chords, and it will tell you what bar chords are. So this is the G major bar chord. This is the C major bar chord, the D major bar chord, back to the G major. So if you look at this is a shape in itself, right? And this is also a shape, and that's also a shape. And this shape takes from the open E chord, right? So I'm just barring. It's like I'm putting a capo here, but I'm doing it with my pointer finger. Look at this. So if I place this capo here, all I have to do is to play and come back to the E shape, right? So here we bar chords eliminate the use of a capo, right? So I'm in the key of G there, but I could move it to the key of A, right? Still play the same shapes, right? So these are the major shapes, right? And one thing that I want you to notice is that this is a major chord, this is a major chord, and this is a major chord, right? And I could also play them along the same string, right? So G major, C major, D, right? So the major chords usually have the same shapes, and the minor chords have the same shapes, right? So this is the minor chord shape. It looks like this one that I was playing, but it starts on the A string and whatever. But it's not so much about the details now. All I want you to be aware of is that there's shapes. We have shapes in playing guitar, which you need to take note of and be aware of the fact that they can be moved, right? So you can play the same shape here and you play it there, right? So the thing about being chords being movable, here's how it makes sense. So you see, this is a major chord, but if I do this, I get an A or A flat or a C, right? But if I play a major chord like this, an open chord, I can't just move my hand. All of a sudden it creates this chord, right? It's no longer playing nice sounds. You see, because it's not a movable chord, right? So it becomes movable when you do this. Look at this. This is an E minor chord, but I can't just sounds weird here. Or an A chord, right? But I can't. Okay, with an A it can kind of like almost move, but you could hear that one making a discord, right? So yeah, this is essentially the important thing about bar chord shapes, right? So you need to really be aware and take note of the shapes, and you know, like for example, recognize that the C and the G almost look alike. But I think you get me. I think more and more about it, and then over time it will make sense why you actually need to take note of the shapes. And also the major scale has this shape wherein you play the first two notes on the low E string, like I said in the other video. The second three notes, you play them on the A string. So you play on the string and on that string, and also take note of the fingers which play the specific notes. But there's a video which covers this. So the major scale shape is also movable. Can you hear the key changing? But I'm essentially playing the same thing. I can even start the root on the A string. So yeah, that is that about chord shapes and chord and scale shapes, right? So when you continue looking at the chord diagrams, eventually you're gonna realize that there's shapes, and once you know that there's shapes and that they're movable, it makes your life much easier, right? That's it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson, my friends. Stay well and take care.